you've only just eaten, so you're still in your food coma, right? You're just starting to pick up and just starting to wake up and think about things. And PPC, switching from SEO in the morning to PPC in the afternoon, maybe you're still gearing up, maybe you're still waking up, maybe we need more chocolate for questions. More chocolate? Less chocolate? Not sure? You're just really quiet. But you know who we've got coming on now? Does anybody know who's on next? There you go. We've got a fan in the audience. So it's your host of today, not me. Obviously, I've already done my bit. I'm off the hook now. But Yiğit, the founder of this event, the person who has brought it back to Istanbul every year for 5 years, is now not going to talk to you at all, well, maybe a little bit about SEO, but mainly he's going to be talking to you about PPC. And he's disappeared. Is he somewhere in the audience? See, he's run away. Oh, there you are. See, he's hiding. So he was literally behind the curtains. And he's being mic'd up because he was still finishing his slides about 10 minutes ago. So all of us speakers, we had to submit our slides by like yesterday so they could be checked. And I was being emailed and harassed and harangued. Are your slides done yet? Are your slides done yet? We need to check, we need to check. Yiğit, still typing away on his slides 15 minutes ago. So here he is. Please, everyone, give him a huge round of applause. Are your slides finished?
You are a great problem solver because I just figured out that there is a problem in just some slides, and then we fixed it thanks to saving time with your words. So, yeah, here's some spoilers about my slide deck. So. I think that it might be boring for you, so showing some further slides might help you to understand better. So it's my first presentation in Keynote, so that's the problem. I'm so sorry about it. So as an SEO agency founder, my main focus was always SEO, but right now we are pivoting the agency strategy, and also we are doing lots of PPC-related stuff too. So coming from SEO background, helped me a lot for thinking PPC data and using this for SEO purposes too. That's why I want to use and share my knowledge and the new stuff with you. So here's my life, and I will briefly talk about it. Here is Yiğit. I'm 26 years old, technical marketer. Tuğçe says that I'm 27, but I'm sure that I'm 26. I'm doing SEO since 2007. And I'm sometimes traveling, and I'm just married nearly 2 months ago. So I'm also judge at European and US Search Awards. I'm trying to participate them. And also blogging sometimes, and I wish to write more, but still so limited. I'm drinking bourbon. I'm generally using this slide in the European conferences, so shame to delete. And so, the most proudful moment of my story is founding the Seo agency. It's 28 people in the agency right now, and it's the really best thing I have ever made in my life, and working with these people, and funny and entertaining, and also learning things in every day. So it helps me a lot. And also we awarded at the last MENA Search Awards with the 4 awards, which is including the largest SEO agency of region. So we have 2 offices, Istanbul and Ankara, and very soon we will open the London office until the end of this year. So here is the team, and our team is mainly SEO focused right now. And then I will talk about my learnings for SEO and PPC data. So let's start. In 2017, SEO consultants and the PPC specialists are working separately. You know, PPC is pay-per-click, and SEO is search engine optimization, and every agency and the different brands and I have visited, and agencies, the PPC and SEO departments are not collaborating, and actually for the in-house teams, there's a weak communication between of the stakeholders, and it's the problem of our world. But what I think in here, it's result is the ineffective outcomes and losing some kind of really valuable potential. So I will focus on getting this potential firstly. But the first thing first, I want to show you for some cases where using SEO strategy as a main strategy is efficient and using PPC as a main strategy efficient. The case one is, imagine that we are a US-based fintech startup which is focusing on a very hype topic, Bitcoin trading. And as you can see in here, there are lots of suggested bids in here. 46 Turkish lira is like the $10 per click. And for a startup, it's too much money, actually. But there are still lots of great ways to earn some traffic. And as you can see on this example, there is an article which is published on the Forex News, and the Bitcoin trading, the ultimate guise of Bitcoins. And as you can see in here, 2.7K traffic is just generated by one article. But it's just kind of a 10x content like Rand mentioned last year. So as you can see in here, it's talking about Bitcoin, and for sure it's talking about Satoshi as well. And then the Bitcoin's basics and how to get the Bitcoin address, how to create your wallet, and the advantages of Bitcoin, and how to buy Bitcoin by using your credit cards, and all the questions you want to ask about the Bitcoins. And these people just created the content and not paying for even just 1 penny for generating a traffic by just creating this content and then generating some backlinks. And then, as you can see, lots of details about the Bitcoin stuff. And then, thanks to this, they are ranking really well and then getting too much traffic, such a valuable keyword in the PPC world. And as a startup, they cannot afford to pay that much money because what I showed to you is $10 per click, and it is too much money for a startup. So actually, as you can see in here, there's a small mathematics, and $5 to $10 per click for each keywords, and then more than 2K traffic in here, and they minimum needs to work $20K dollars per month to just generate this traffic from this 10x content guide. So at this case, I can easily say that there is a huge money saving, and then it's a great strategy, and SEO wins on this case. So, but there are some situations where SEO cannot win, and actually I created a story about it. And imagine that you are selling costumes for Halloween, and you're a big e-commerce website, and your SEO team forgets about being ready for this season, but your purchasing agent is working very well, and then your warehouse are full by the Halloween costumes, and you need to sell them. So at this case, as you know, it's no way to generate organic sales in here because you are not ready for doing this, selling these goods right now. And what I can say in here, and as you can see, the bids are not that much high. And if you need to get the season, maybe you should prefer to bidding on the adverse maybe. It's another case, and at this case, PPC wins. And we can never say that SEO is over PPC or PPC is over SEO. It all depends on your strategy, and as you can see on these two cases, and the strategy is depending on your targets. And actually, as you can see in here, what I think is better together. And if you need an instant results, you should use PPC. But if you have enough time to create value, SEO is better, and it also increases some branding and awareness in your community. You can get lots of volume by using SEO, and the PPC is only paying for results. So that's why I picked this topic, because I think that we are not collaborating enough with PPC and SEO departments. And I will show you some ideas of mine, and we start to apply some of them to our clients too. So it's 10 ways to skyrocket your SEO strategy by using the PPC data, or just the reverse of it. And then we created such a new product for today, thanks to our developers Riza and Deniz here. And then I will show the product to you, and then we will use this product for optimizing with using the PPC data. First thing first, our data sources, Google Search Console and AdWords, which is free. And Seo Monitor is one of the sponsors, Ahrefs and Optimizer too. And then one bonus tool I will advertise, just end off this presentation. So the first thing first, in budget first SEO strategy, as you can see in here, there is a great report in AdWords which is called Search Terms Report. Are you using Search Terms Report in your day-to-day organization? Okay, great. Most of us and the beginners actually thinking that all the keywords I'm writing on my AdWords panel is just showing on and triggering the specific keywords, but it's not working like this. And there are different match types like exact match and the broad match and the phrase match as well, and the different options inside of it as well. So what I can say to you in here is using the search terms report, which helps you to get exactly where you are ranking for, and then the specific CPC and the conversion-related data by just checking this report. And by just following these steps, you can also change your filters. And as you can see in here, I'm adding the CPC data and the impression data, cost data, clicks data, and saving this column as an SEO data. So what I'm doing in here is saving this data, and I will use this data and download this data for optimization purposes. That's why I'm downloading as an Excel. What I'm having right now, the search terms and the keyword which is triggering these search terms, CTR of my ads, cost per click, and the total cost. It's the first step of the analysis. But I can still get some additional data and merge this data with my Google AdWords data. If you are not using this tool, which is called Search Analytics for Sheets, it's a mandatory for most of the SEOs, and it's just connecting to the Google Search Console API. You don't need to write a code on the Python. So you can just directly extract your data by just checking here, and then it retrieves all the values successfully. And then what you can do in here, also you can back up your website data, and it's directly exporting your Search Console data into Sheets. So what you have in here, triggered keyword, and the normal keyword, which is listed on the SERP, and the CTR of this keyword too, and the clicks coming from these keywords, and my average positions. What I'm doing in here, the first data I get from the Google AdWords, and the second data I get from the Search Console, and then merging them together. What I'm doing here, the triggered keyword is a common, and I can use an Excel by using the VLOOKUP, or I can use the join in SQL. So I'm creating a new table which concatenates all the data together. So as you can see in here, there is a demo data about the Bitcoin. The green ones coming from the Google AdWords data, and the yellow ones is coming from the SEO data, actually, from the Search Console API. What can I see on this data? There are lots of questions you can ask to this data directly. It's really easy, just exporting two reports by using different tools, and then merging in the one sheets, and then you can ask the different questions. What I see in here, and which is interesting for me, is the Bitcoin wallet keyword. And as you can see in here, there is more than 1.5K clicks in here, and the average CPC is 8 Turkish lira, which is like the $3, and it's kind of a great value for me. But I'm also listing on the fit positions on these keywords, which means that I'm creating a value like 14,000 Turkish lira, because if I'm not generating this traffic from the organic channels, if I want to buy this traffic from the Google, I need to pay nearly this money, because it's a real CPC values according to my quality scores, etc. And then there is a great opportunity in here, because maybe I no need to pay for this keyword anymore. Instead of paying for this keyword, maybe I can spend this budget to make this page much more richer, and then maybe I can rank well. So I can ask lots of questions to here, like I do, and what is the real total PPC value of my keywords? And if I'm doing SEO for some brands, I can show the real money equivalent of my works by using this report. And also, maybe I can say that how much money I can save from these keywords by just doing SEO, and which keywords I need to pause because I'm generating enough traffic by using the organic channels. And there are lots of questions to ask this table, and by using this, you can change your AdWords strategy and SEO strategy as well. And I will show 10 different strategies, and it's the first one. And I also add a recap end of each strategy, so you can just follow this step and make this analysis. And I will also share this slide deck end of my presentation with my Twitter account. So I have 9 more ideas like this, and one of the most important ones that we are using for SEO day-to-day, using search volume data for content prioritization and actually SEO prioritization as well. I can go to the keyword planner, and everybody knows that. We are writing keywords to there and then getting some search volumes. I write some keywords related with Bitcoin, Bitcoin pricing, etc. And then Google says me that, okay, Yiğit, and there is a trend in the September 2017, and the search volume is like blah, blah. But it's just an aggregated search volume. But I want to see the specific search volumes of these 12 months by using this data. And okay, I can see the specific monthly search of each keyword, but I'm not looking for something like this. What I can do in here is using Seo Monitor, and they are also giving out some free calls today. But these guys are doing really great job. It's not some kind of a sponsorship promotion. And I can import some keywords to the Seo Monitor and then say that Seo Monitor give me the last 12 months search volume of these keywords to me. And then I'm exporting this data to the Excel. And what I can do in Excel in here is using conditional formatting, which is a great tool. If you are not using in Excel, it helps you to understand your data by coloring the data. What I'm doing in here is coloring all the data according to their bigness. And then, as you can see in here, I'm doing this only vertically. That's why, as you can see in here, in the Bitcoin in February, it's green, because it is reaching on the top level of the search volume in just 1 year. So what I can do in here is sorting them by color, which helped me to get that for this November month, according to the previous year's data, I will get this keyword's top search volume because it's green and the top search volume of these 12 months. And it is the peak point of their trend according to the month data. So by using this PPC data, I can prioritize my content marketing efforts. If I'm writing for recipes for my blog, I can see that which food is going to be popular for the next 2 months by just using this data. If I'm selling the cell phones, I can easily understand that, okay, these guys are going to release a new iPhone because iPhone searches will going to up in the October. Okay, I can get prepared for October from July or June. So not doing the job for the last minute, being prepared and the plant needs a data analysis in here. What we are doing in here is just understanding the feature data. You can do some kind of a similar analysis in Ahrefs, but it's just showing you the aggregated data, not the keyword by keyword data. So I can recommend Seo Monitor in this case. And here's a quick recap for you if you want to apply these techniques at your home. So we are also using AdWords to discover the new keywords as well. And there are lots of different match types like broad and the phrases. And then in the same search terms report, you can easily say that, and I want to get the broad and the phrase match keywords in here, which means that if I'm writing SEO as a broad keyword, Google will trigger lots of keywords in here. Maybe even backlink can be triggered by the SEO broad keyword because it's the related keywords too. So by using just this data and extracting this data, what I'm doing in Bitcoin example in here, there is a different formatting situation in the AdWords, and the PPC experts knows that. I'm getting lots of different new search terms in here, and they are the fresh terms, not like getting something from Ahrefs and downloading from Keyword Planner. It's just the fresh data. So if there is a new trend, it's just coming from the SERP directly. So it's another great opportunity for using PPC data for SEO. And the missing part of this data actually is the position on the SERP, URL on the SERP. But you can use this by any perspective and just get the data, import to the Seo Monitor or any other rank tracker solution, and then VLOOKUP the data, and which is the life changer. If you are not using VLOOKUP, you should learn this. and then enrich your data and then use it. And also, it's another opportunity is DSA ads, dynamic search ads, which is called. Google is crawling your website, and it's always crawling. And using your crawl data for adverse reasons and then creating your own ad text by not asking for you any ad text, which means that you can generate lots of cool keyword ideas in here, but you need to burn some budget. No need to burn budget for just specific this reason, but if you are working with a brand which is spending more than 10K Turkish lira for adverse, and if you are not using this data, it might be some kind of a missing opportunity for you. And also another situation, and one of the underrated situation is in PPC is quality score. It is really important to get listed, and it is kind of a cliche image which is showing all the related metrics in here. As you can see, the green stars are just directly related with relevancy. What we are doing in SEO is increasing relevancy as well. And actually, I want to show you some examples in here. We are using a tool called Optimizer, and also there are the sponsors in here. And they are allowing you to track all the quality scores in keyword level and the campaign ad group level. And then you can even reach your historical quality score data as well. I'm showing some sample example account in here. It's not an example account, it's a digital zones account as well. And we are not paying too much energy in here and not spending that. And then as you can see in here, there is a keyword which is called similar web, but our nearly quality score is 1 in here. It is really too low. And what I can do in here is not exactly suitable for this case, but if I'm able to search the most similar web-related page by using the SEO terms in here and using the Google search, if I'm able to target the similar web keywords with this URL, I'm 100% sure that I can get much more better landing page experience, and expected CTR will increase too. You can get this data from Optimizer and export your data, merge with your SEO data, and create your new insights. And then, instead of doing lots of stuff, and Google also helping you to integrate your Search Console to the AdWords as well, you just need to link your Search Console account in here, and then go to the dimension, and then click Paid and Organic. And I cannot show the client data to you, but there is a sample data in here. And as you can see, and the ad stats and the organic stats are separated on this table. And what I'm seeing in here is I'm selling an adverse training on this example. And then it says a Google Analytics training is getting the 26 clicks in ads, but I can even see the organic stats in here as well, and you can even export this report. And it's not that much geek-friendly, but it's an easy way to get this data, and Google is helping you on the situation, and the recap is also written in here. And the sixth step, having more real estate, it is one thing that inspires me. My friend Serva is talking about this, and also he has a presentation for tomorrow, which is a great topic. And as you can see, in some cases we have paid and organic results, but some cases we want to cannibalize them. As you can see in here, I'm searching for a laptop in Google Turkey, and there is a website which is called Teknosa, and it's ranking on the shopping ads, ranking on the paid listing, ranking on the organic search results. Some people can say that it's waste of money, but some cases, and some critical cases actually, you might want to spend that much money, because if you need to burn your stocks, or if you want to focus on these keywords because of the business reasons, it is the only way to do it. And also, there is another great example from the Turkish market is yemek.com and Yemek Sepeti. When you are searching for keyword yemek, which is food, and as you can see in here, the first result is Yemek Sepeti's paid listing, and then they have another website, and it's not an independent website, but owned by the Yemek Sepeti, the Yemek.com, which is our client, is listing for the first two position, and in the third position is Yemek Sepeti is also listing as well. And the all the links above the fold, which is related with food, is owned by Yemek Sepeti. So it's kind of a really important situation for the business reasons and for the branding reasons as well. I'm not sure, maybe Yemek Sepeti is not making this by being aware of it, but it's the situation in here. Maybe you can say that it's cannibalization, but it's not like this, and in some cases it's getting changed. And in SEO, we have a new term which is called SERP bounce, which is coined by a guy which is called Asif Anwar in 2011 and in Search Engine Journal. And this guy is creating an hypothesis and saying that what if someone goes to my websites and clicking the back button, going to the Google results, and then clicking on another website? Is it decreasing my authority? It is a question. And after then, 3 years or 2 years later, these guys are, the hypothesis is correct, and Rand record a Whiteboard Friday video about it. And it becomes an industry standard, and most of the people say that it is one of the factors which is the main data source of RankBrain as well. As you can see in here, what I say is the pogo sticking, just clicking the first results and going back to the SERP, and clicking the second one, going back to the SERP. And if you are going to the third website and you are happy, the first two websites will get the negative impact from the Google search signals, actually. So there's a great article which is written by Simo Ahawa. His blog is really impressive, and he's writing great articles about Google Tag Manager. And he's offering a way to measure the SERP bounce. But there is a problem in here because of the not provided stuff, I cannot find my SERP bounce in keyword basis. Maybe URL basis is okay, but the keyword basis is no way. So what I can do in here, maybe I can run a dynamic search ads and then get make all the implementation which is written by Simo. And you can just check it after this presentation. It's a great article. And it's posting the data of SERP bounce, what I say to you, clicking the back button and going to the SERP, directly writing to the Google Analytics. And by connecting the PPC account, you can also specify this view as well, and then see which keywords are creating the SERP bounce. People are not happy with your website and looking for some alternatives. And you can test it by using the PPC data. It's another solution. And also the eighth one is building links. It's really interesting because using PPC to build links looks like such a different idea. But there's a great article and the video which is recorded by Rand Fishkin too about the 10x content. And he was one of the speakers at the last year and talked about the situation too. 10x content means that the content where your the 10x better than your competitor's content on the SERP. So he says that one of the most important key success of 10x content is earning links. But how can I earn links by creating great content? And there is an old verb in Turkey, in SEO world, and just create a great content and it will attract lots of links, and which is written by most of SEO blogs, but I don't believe that. And we are all creating great contents in some cases, but it's the biggest lie ever, and people are not linking back to our websites. That's why I can easily say that if no one cannot find your content, maybe you can reach to the people to show your content, and it's not like a manual outreach. If you don't approach them directly, maybe we can make an outreach campaign in here. And in European Search Awards, one of the judges, Marty, and one of the key influencers in our industry, has an offering in here. Marty says that if I'm creating a 10x content, very valuable content for my industry, and if no one sees this content because it's not ranking well, but to rank well, I need backlinks. And it's kind of a no-solution situation. And Marty says that, what if I focus on the people who are working for Huffington Post, CNN, and lots of largest media publishers, and then with the job titles of bloggers, journalists, newswriters, and then directly reach these people by Facebook ads. It's a great idea, and it creates a great amount of backlinks on this case study. And as you can see in here, and in this example, and the 32K people, and just focusing on the producers, and in here, just DJs and talk show hosts, you can directly find these people by just focusing and targeting them on the Facebook. It's really easy, and it's not that much expensive. And it is how we bring you all of them together by Facebook ads. And then it also creates lots of attention, and even featured on the Wall Street Journal or something like this. And then it's also another way. Just try it. And maybe it might not work in Turkish market, yes. We are not the best market to linking for the great content, but for the international clients, we are using this approach. So if you are still believing that the social signals affect to the SEO, you can use PPC to generate some social signals. The Cognitive SEO published a research about it, and then saying that we are just reviewed the 23 million shares on the web, and then trying to understand the correlation between social interaction and the organic search success. What they say in here, there's a small correlation, and if you are really believing that the Facebook likes, Facebook comments, interactions, and this stuff influence your SEO, you can buy this really, really cheap way by just the post-engagement way in the Facebook. You can target in the specific people, and it's really cheap. It's like the 0.1 Turkish lira, it's something like this. I'm getting for page post engagement, even targeted audience as well. And also Twitter is working on the same way. You might want to try make some SEO experiments by using this data. It's not only valuable for SEO, and also social proof is important. And imagine that you are surfing on the web and then finding an article and seeing that, okay, these guys are getting lots of engagements, and then more than 300,000 people is following on Twitter, and then and the Facebook likes are too much. Maybe you can trust to this website. It's what's called social proof. So it's also helping on the situation as well. And then you can buy this by PPC. It might affect your SEO. And the last one is Ctr Optimization, which is one of the key points in our success. And here is a well-known experiment which is made by Rand Fishkin too. And he tweeted that I'm creating a content for the keyword which is called iMac Labs, which is something random keyword. And then he says that, guys, can you please help me to click this URL by searching the iMac Lab on Google, and then say me that where I'm ranking for. And then when they start to this experiment, it's 6 p.m., it's ranking for the 7th position, and then in the few hours, it's just went to the 1st position. And there are lots of different tests like this. And if you are doing this with bots and the spam traffic, Google can easily understand that. It's also totally contrast with the Google philosophy. So what you can do in here is using PPC ads to optimize your CTR. There's a great case study which is made by Ctr Interactive. The CEO, Will Reynolds, was here at the last year and talk about it, and I will show this to you as well. And as you can see in here, the CTR optimization is crucial. And here is a snapshot from our search console. As you can see in here, when you are searching for SEO blog, we are listing on the 2nd position. Okay, what if I list on the 1st position and getting 10% of CTR, and listing 2nd position and 20% of CTR? Which one is better? I prefer the 2nd one because I'm getting more CTR. We are trying to rank on higher positions because we want to reach more CTR. It is the main story because there's a limited impression here, and if I want to generate traffic, I need CTR, I need clicks. So, as you can see in here, Ctr Interactive made a great test with Vitas Healthcare. They just changed the top 3 traffic pages, title and the description, to generate more CTR, more attention, and then their clicks are increased too much and their positions are just going up. It's too easy. I'm just going to opening your WordPress, talking with your IT, and then just change the stuff and then ranking better. It's a great idea. But in here, where you can find opportunities for optimizing CTR, how do you know that which pages are ranking not that much high for the desired outcome? As you can see in here, and should I optimize my SEO blog page? Or should I optimize my social media management page? Which page needs to be optimized? You can use lots of the Ctr modules in here. One of them is Advanced Web Ranking, is doing some stuff in here. But the Ctr is totally different story. It's depending on your category, depending on the brand keyword. As you can see in here, I'm adding different industries in here. In some industries, in the third position is getting 8% of Ctr. Some industries, it's getting 2% of Ctr. How can I know it? In this case, I need to use my own data, actually. That's why at Seo, we created our own formula to find out all the missing Ctr opportunities. And you need to use standard deviation in here, but for much more people-friendly version is here. In the standard deviation, you are trying to find most relevant numbers, and then using these numbers, and you also need to getting average of the CTRs to understand that, but you need to write these averages by impression. It's also another solution, but it's the boring stuff, and you don't want to spend hours and hours in the Excel. That's why we are creating a tool which is called Seo Mind. It is an alpha stage product, not even a beta. We are releasing today, and we are working nearly 2 hours for this product. And you can connect your Search Console. It is backupping your Search Console. As you know, Search Console is only showing the 90 days of data, and you can just back up your search data by today. And then we are trying to add new modules in every day. The first module is a Ctr module, actually. What you can see in here, one of the client data, but it's not a super confidential. And as you can see, Chip has an article for changing modem password. What I'm doing in here is just listing the page where under the Ctr average, and it needs my attention to optimize the specific keywords. And what I'm doing here is just clicking the specific keyword, and then it's automatically scrape the SERP, and then listing here, and then shows me that I'm trying to change the airtime's modem password. And as you can see in here, I'm seeing all the other results, all my competitors. If I can get any inspiration from their titles, I can just directly change my own titles in here and then save, and I can export as an Excel and send my developer. It's really easy. And you no need to spend time with standard deviation or the average, weighted average, etc. And then it's open right now, and it's free for Digital Zone attendees for the next 6 months. And we will also add some new extra modules too. And you can connect your Search Console and then start your crawling process right now. Thank you for hardworking developers, Rıza, Deniz, and Burak, and they spent whole nights to make this ready for you. And then you can use it right now. And if you have any question, you can just go over that. And I have 5 minutes, quick recap, what we learned today. 10 different approach for optimizing PPC for SEO data. 10 different ideas in here, and they recap. And yeah, we are new in PPC right now, but we are trying to understand the dynamics and creating the benefits for different channels as well. So if you have any question, I can answer. Otherwise, follow me, Seo Agency, or drop me a line, and I will be happy to answer your question. Thanks a lot for listening.